Hey guys, Jason here. Hope you're doing well. I want to talk about the top 10 pitching rotations in Major League Baseball as of today. Okay, January 5th, 2020. There probably will be some more moves made. And I do think by a couple teams that are on the list, but I want to talk about the top 10 pitching rotations today. Who we have today based on who they've signed, who they've traded for, and so on. You'll notice that some of the rotations could be front loaded, some of them are somewhat balanced, and you have a different dynamic for the pitching rotations. But before we go over the lab and look at the whiteboard, I want to say thank you guys always for your support. And if you're new to this channel, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so. If you enjoy the videos, please click the thumbs up. Even if you don't plan on watching a bunch of videos, I would still appreciate you support the channel by clicking the subscribe button. It just helps me grow the channel. And the more likes the videos get, the more subscribers the channel gets, the more YouTube starts to share it through its algorithm and throughout the community. And my goal is to create a big movement, because this is a channel made by a regular dude, a regular diehard fan for the diehard fan. And I say this in a bunch of my other videos, and I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it just raw, authentic. And as much as it's great to watch the analyst on TV, and I do the same, or go to MLB trade rumors, I do the same. I want us to have a collective voice as a community of fans. So this video is for you guys and gals. So this channel is for you guys and gals. So please continue watching them. I'm going to be putting out new videos every couple of days, as you know. And if you want to see a bunch of other videos, look in the description down below. I put a bunch there for you, and there's a bunch of others on my channel. So like I said, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. So why don't we go over to the lab now and take a look and see what we got going. Alright, so let's put this up right here. Move this out to the side. Alright. Gonna work backwards. Okay, from 10 to 1. And the order's a little bit somewhat flexible, particularly from 5 to 1. You could easily, move 1 around or 2 around, which is totally fine. But it's kind of based on past performance and where they're at now and so on. So, with that said, number 10, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay, they brought in Madison Bumgarner on a 5-year deal. Big signing for them. They have Robbie Ray. They also have Mike Leake, 2 veteran pitchers. Merrill Kelly is another one. Some of these pitchers you haven't heard about, but they have performed. And Alex Young. I think that's going to be their 5. And relatively solid. Madison Bumgarner really helps elevate that rotation. And hopefully they do not trade Robbie Ray, but you never know. They get some other pieces that they need for him. Maybe so, but I would much rather keep Bumgarner and add to him, or add to Robbie Ray, instead of replacing one with the other. So that's just my opinion now. Number 9, Cincinnati Reds. I think they can be a sneaky good rotation, and they made a bunch of other moves, obviously, this offseason. Number 1, Luis Castillo, their ace. A lot of teams want him. Number 2, Sonny Gray. Their number 3 is Wade Miley, who they just brought in on a free agent deal. It's a good, underrated move, I think. Trevor Bauer, who they got in a trade from the Cleveland Indians. And Anthony DeSclafani is their likely number 5. That's a pretty solid 5. Relatively balanced across the board. And I think they'll be pretty competitive in the Central. They kind of made the most moves. I think they're going to try to win the division and be competitive at the playoff level. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they all stay healthy. Number 8, the Atlanta Braves. Mike Soroka, who was in the minor league, he's kind of an up-and-comer. And this is not necessarily the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just the 5 guys that I think are going to be in the top 5. Mike Soroka, who's been quietly working his way up. He's young, and he's 20 years old, but he's going to crack the rotation. Cole Hamels, they brought in on a free agent deal. Max Fried, another one. Mike Foltynewicz, I think his last name is. And Sean Newcomb, who has been excelling in AAA, and I think he's going to be another one to crack the rotation. Okay. They have a young nucleus, a really young offense that generally carry a lot of the team. But I think bringing in Cole Hamels, particularly since they lost Dallas Keuchel, was a good move. And we'll see what happens if they don't bring back Josh Donaldson, whether they acquire a third baseman or whatnot. So that'll be an interesting scenario too. Right. Number 7, the LA Dodgers. They usually would be higher, but they did lose Hyunjin Ryu. And even though Clayton Kershaw still relatively 1 or 2, he's kind of started his decline a little bit. But if you have a 2.3 ERA and you're in decline, that's still pretty good. It's still ace level pitching. But I think Walker Buehler's their ace now. I think Kershaw's their number 2. And Dustin May, their young kid, they're bringing him up, who debuted this year. Joe Gray and Tony Gonsolin. I think that's going to be their 5, unless they make a trade. And I do think that they're going to be one of the teams, since they haven't really made any significant free agent signings except for bringing in Blake Trinan. I think they're going to make 2 major trades before the season starts, one of which I think is going to be for Mike Clevenger from the Cleveland Indians. They can even expand it to a blockbuster with him and Francisco Lindor coming for a major prospect package going back. But we'll see. I do think they'll bring in Mike Clevenger in just a sneaky trade. Number 6, Minnesota Twins. Jake Odorizzi came back. He accepted a qualifying offer. They also brought back Michael Pineda, who will be coming back from a suspension, but he excelled pretty well, pitched well for them when he was there. Homer Bailey they brought in on a free agent deal, and they also brought in Rich Hill on a free agent deal. Don't really know who their number 5 is going to be yet. Probably going to be somebody, that'll work his way through either through the system or gets called up, or maybe they make another free agent signing. Not sexy moves, but they're bringing in depth pieces. So, kind of reminds me, not at the level of the Chicago White Sox when they won the World Series in 2005, but they didn't really have an unquestioned ace. They had 4 solid guys in the rotation that were just healthy. They pitched well all year, and they put themselves in a position to win all the time. So, again, not sexy moves, but they brought in 2 guys that throw 180 innings. So that gives the rotation some protection. And they also brought in several pieces in the bullpen, which gives the rotation some protection. So either way, they've kind of boosted their pitching on either end. So for that reason, they're the number 6. Now, we're going to take this down, and we're going to go to the top 5. All right. Here's my top 5. Number 5, Texas Rangers. Okay. Corey Kluber, they brought in and acquired from Cleveland Indians. It was a really good move, but I did not expect that. And they brought in Kyle Gibson. They already had Mike Minor. And they brought in Jordan Lyles. And they already have Lance Lynn. Again, kind of reminiscent of a little bit of a higher level than the Twins, but more closer to the Chicago White Sox 2005. 5 solid guys. Okay, one of which was a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, who's still at a pretty high level, even though coming back from a pretty serious injury. Bringing in Kluber really complements that rotation, and they added 3 other guys, or 2 other guys, Gibson and Lyles. So, pretty solid rotation. I would look out for them. They still need a third baseman and maybe another offensive piece, but it's a pretty solid rotation. Number 4, the New York Yankees. The reason why I could have them higher, but with the Domingo Germán suspension of 81 games, and generally they've always been reliable to have 1 or 2 starters go down for a decent period of time. So Luis Severino's kind of coming back from a long injury last season, so he kind of only hit the last part of the season. So Paxton missed a little bit of time. Tanaka's missed a little bit of time every so often. So even though they brought in Gerrit Cole, which I think was the move of the offseason, which is huge for the Yankees, I have them at number 4 right now. And also because Jordan Montgomery, who's just coming back from Tommy John surgery, will be the number 5. They have depth behind that. Johnny Lasagna, or Losaiga, I call him Johnny Lasagna. They've got Sesson, they've got some other guys. And Clark Schmidt, who was one of their first-round draft picks a few years ago, is kind of working his way back as well. And he's been excelling in the minors. But if these guys stay healthy, they could easily be a top 2 rotation. But the key is let's stay healthy. So, and I hope with all the changes they're making to the medical staff and the training staff that they do that. So, Either way, I would look out for the Yankees. I think Cole's going to help make them a lot better, and they have that ridiculous bullpen. And I still think they're going to add one piece to the bullpen before the season starts, since two guys have departed the bullpen. Number 3, Houston Astros. I have the Astros above the Yankees right now only because they've got two proven aces, both of which have Cy Young awards. Okay, Justin Verlander and Zach Greinke. And Greinke pitched pretty well when he came over to the Astros. So Lance McCullers Jr. as well. McCullers Jr. Jose Urquidy, who kind of introduced himself and pitched pretty well last year. And Aaron Sanchez, who they brought in from the Blue Jays. He had a bit of an injury, but it could still be a notable acquisition and a solid piece. So these can easily flip-flop, but we'll see who stays healthy. I mean, Verlander's a bulldog, and I'm so happy that the Yankees took Cole away from Houston and brought him to the fold. So it's going to be really interesting to see. But right now, I've got him at 3. Okay, number 2, the New York Mets. Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, Steven Matz, and they brought in Rick Porcello and Michael Wacha. Okay, both of which have championship experience and throw innings. Okay, gives the rotation some more depth and protection. Kind of helps offset some of the load from the bullpen, even though they added Dylan Betances to the bullpen, which was significant. If he comes back healthy and Familia pitches well, and Edwin Diaz kind of plays up to his potential, that's a 3-headed monster. That could be a nasty bullpen, and it could also take off some of the stress from the rotation, especially now with the 3-batter rule coming into effect. You know, they have the more pitchers teams have that are used to facing 3 batters, the less stress it's going to be on the rotation, and potentially you can have more of a position player on the back end because of guys you're not needing 3 or 4 specialists that can only go 1 batter. So it's going to be an interesting transition, but I'm curious to see how baseball adapts to this new 3-batter minimum rule. So if you want to see the video on that, I have one down below in the description, so take a look at it. Okay, and the number 1 pitching rotation in the Major League Baseball is the Washington Nationals, the defending world champions. You have Max Scherzer, their ace. Steven Strasburg has come back for a 7-year deal. He can be an ace on any team. You also have Patrick Corbin, was a significant signing, and he played well for them this past year, particularly in the playoffs. Anibal Sanchez, who's another one who's kind of discovered a rebirth with the Nationals. And their 5th, to me, is still undecided, still up for grabs, so we'll see who grabs that spot. But having 3 kind of ace-level pitchers keeps them at number 1 until they're knocked off. And they are the defending world champions. So, and they've added to the bullpen by bringing in Will Harris from the Astros. So that was a pretty significant signing as well. As well as the other moves that they're kind of quietly making. But anyway, this is my top 10. Let me know what you think. Again, this list could change. The Dodgers can move up. Other teams can move up if they make trades. And if they do make trades before the season starts, I will make another video updating this one. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Please click the thumbs up if you did. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And please click the bell next to it if you want to continually watching my other videos. And if you want to know when they're released. Okay. So you click the bell next to the subscribe button. I appreciate it very much. You guys are the best. And again, if you have your own channel, let me know, okay? And I'll definitely make it a point to make a shout out, okay? And speaking of that, don't leave. I'm back. Wanted to make one shout out to Adam Essayeg, okay? He's a viewer of mine. He has a channel of his own. He's a young guy, and he's trying to promote his young YouTube channel. It's a baseball channel as well. So if you want a perspective from a younger guy as well, take a look at his channel as well. It's pretty enjoyable. And it's Esayag is his last name. His first name is Adam. So thanks, Adam, for your support. I want to continue supporting you guys as well. Have a greght week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Watch some football if you're a football fan. So happy that the Patriots lost today. Catch you next time.